Malaria is one of the killer diseases in Africa, East Africa, and particularly here in Uganda, especially amongst children before the age of 5. The Ministry of Health came up with a campaign to kind of prevent and control many cases of malaria in Uganda by giving treated mosquitoes to most families. Well, today on Health Facts, we're going to find out more about treatment alternatives, and of course on the show with me I have Michelle Pickering. She is the Executive Director at Uzuri Homeopathics Limited, and she's going to be telling us more about the products they have, the anti-malarial products or medicines that can actually help you and your family live free malaria life. Stay tuned.
Malaria is a life-threatening disease caused by parasites that are transmitted to people through the bite of infected female Anopheles mosquitoes. It is a parasitic infection that attacks a person's red blood cells.
Well, Michelle, welcome to Health Facts.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Okay. So before we get to understand the product, the anti-malaria products that you are producing, manufacturing, let's first understand the statistics of malaria. The Ministry of Health, a few months ago, a year ago, they kind of came up with a campaign to prevent and control the malaria cases that we have in the country. So can we first understand at least a little bit of how malaria is in
Absolutely.
Uganda? Yes.
So, well, I think one of the things that we need to understand, even before we look at Uganda, is just how rampant malaria is in Africa itself. So, on the continent, 50% of the worldwide malaria cases are here in Africa. And Uganda stands at number 4 on the list. So, you know, that's a very big, very big problem here. It's a big epidemic in Uganda, malaria. So about 95% of the country is endemic with malaria. And so this is one of the things that drove me to be here, because I knew that there was just so much to be done, and you know, I wanted to participate in all of that.
Well, thank you so much. You're one of the few people that always want to come in and also help in such issues.
Statistics from the Ministry of Health show that malaria is still the leading cause of death in Uganda, accounting for over 27% of deaths. The statistics also show that Uganda has the world's highest malaria incidence, with a rate of 478 cases per 1,000 populations per year.
Absolutely.
So let's also understand, apart from the statistics that you've just said, right? How is it spread? How is malaria spread from one person to another? The viewers watching right now would want to get to understand how it is spread.
So malaria is a vector-borne, and vector meaning like, you know, it's from mosquito to persons. So a mosquito will, you know, at nights you're sleeping or you're out with friends, you get bitten by a mosquito. If that mosquito has bitten somebody that has malaria already and comes and bites you, then it transmits that malaria from that person to you. So it's from person to mosquito to another person.
Okay.
And it's carried by the female mosquitoes. And she's just looking for a place to lay her eggs and have a good meal. You know, you just happen to be that meal.
Yes.
And so this is what happens. It goes from person to person through this mosquito.
Okay.
Uganda ranks as 6th among African countries with high malaria-related mortality rates.
One of the things that we need to do is look at our environment and see how, you know, we can clean up our environment so that we don't continue to have these malaria mosquitoes breathe. So one of the things you should do is, you know, look to see, you know, is it especially bushy, you know, a lot of grass and, you know, things like that growing in your area. Can you cut them low? You know, keep it so that there's not a place for the mosquitoes to find breeding areas.
Okay.
Stagnant water, we should drain those from your compound if you have them. Broken bottles and cans. When it rains and those get filled with water, mosquitoes can breed in them.
Okay.
So, you know, we really need to keep our compounds clean. We keep our areas clean. We cut the bushes low that we, you know, that you don't need around the home. And this also helps to reduce the breeding places for these malaria mosquitoes.
Thank you so much for keeping it to UBC Health Facts. We're still moving on. So thank you, Michelle, for the explanation you gave, and you talked about how people should clear their environments so that the mosquitoes don't also spread the infection. So let's talk about the symptoms of malaria. You know, here in Africa, or Uganda in particular, we tend to have a habit of going to the hospital when we can't even walk, when we are bedridden, right?
Yeah.
So how can we tell the indicators that actually I have malaria?
One of the things that you'll notice first with malaria is this sense of not feeling quite well. Then the fevers start, you have the headache, the backache, the bone pains, stomach upset, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. You know, when you see all of this coupled with fever, you really should go to the hospital, get tested, make sure that, you know, it's malaria or it's not malaria. What can you do at that point?
Okay. In addition, do not self-diagnose yourself.
Exactly. Go to the hospital, get diagnosed.
To the hospital. Okay, thank you so much. So you came up with anti-malaria drugs.
Yes.
You manufacture it.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
So we've come up with a really good, gentle, effective anti-malarial. It's called Malarid, and it clears all the symptoms of malaria. There's even a component in it that cleans the liver. And one of the things that we thought about when we were making an antimalarial was that, you know what, the malaria mosquitoes, the vectors, they hide in the liver. And so this is why you find some people who have recurrent malaria all the time, or, you know, their malaria just doesn't really clear, is because these parasites are still hiding in the liver, and so this helps to clear the liver as well.
It cures it completely?
Yes, it takes it out completely.
Okay, so who is there anyone who is exempted from taking this?
No, that's the good thing about Malarid, is that it is all natural. It's homeopathic actually, and what it does is it helps the body's immune system to really start to fight these malaria parasites. No, we don't have any. We have not seen so far that there's been anyone who cannot take it.
Sub-Saharan Africa carries a disproportionately high share of the global malaria burden. In 2015, the region was home to 88% of malaria cases and 90% of malaria deaths.
You know, if you're a small child or pregnant, please be under medical supervision so that doctors can monitor you, make sure that everything is going well, that there's no issues with the
earlier you said it's organic, so
yes,
that means it's made here with our raw materials.
Well,
herbal.
It's herbal, yes. So it's considered herbal. It's actually homeopathic, but it's considered herbal by the Ugandan standards. And so, yes, we are right now doing most of our manufacturing from here.
Let me kind of ask you more of a personal question. How did you come up with all this?
Well, you know, I volunteered in Tanzania for, I was supposed to go for 6 weeks to volunteer at a homeopathic organization in Tanzania. And when I went, I just thought, wow, you know, I fell in love with the place, first of all. And second, I just thought, wow, there is so much that can be done here. And I would really like to contribute. So what I did was I came back again for 7 months to volunteer, came back, sold my house, came back for 8 months, and then decided to leave Tanzania about 2 years ago and come to Uganda. So yeah, when I came to Uganda, I wanted to make sure that the product was registered here. I know that malaria is so endemic in Uganda that I thought that this product would be a really good fit and would really help a lot of people here.
Let's talk about the processing of this product. Okay. According to the way I see it, the packaging is on point. What materials did you use to make this?
So we start off with cinchona bark, and I know a lot of people here are familiar with quinine. Quinine comes from cinchona bark. So what our product has the full bark in it. We don't take out the quinine. We use the whole bark. So that's one of the main products that's in our formula. We also have another component in it called chelidonium, and that helps to clean the liver. And then we have several other different components that do various things. One is it helps the fevers. We have another one that helps the diarrhea and vomiting. So we have and another component that helps the appetite, because a lot of people lose appetite once they have malaria. So we have something else that helps the appetite. So it's a mixture of a few different plants and minerals, and this is all just to make sure that the body has a full regiment of components to help.
When you take these malaria drugs, you take 2 weeks to heal completely. Does this also take that short time, or it takes longer than that?
So our product actually works within 24 to 48 hours.
Wow. Okay.
And because I've used it myself as well. By 48 hours, I was back up and able to get back to my regular work routine. I wasn't 100% okay yet, but the full dose on this product is 3 days. So it's 3 times a day for 3 days, morning, afternoon, and evening. And it works really fast. You don't get there's no dizziness, there's no headaches, there's none of that other stuff that you get with other antimalarials. And with ours, one of the things that's really nice is that it stands alone, so you can use it just by itself, or you can use it with Panadol if you feel you need something for like headaches or fever, if you're not comfortable with just using it by itself. But you don't have to use it with milk, you don't have to use it with meat, so you don't have the added expenses that you would if you were using other antimalarials.
Okay, thank you so much, Michelle. Earlier on, you talked about the dosage, and you said it takes only 3 days for someone to heal completely, but you kind of didn't specify the dosage for adults and children. Let's start with adults.
Okay, so one of the things that I want you to understand is that this is a 60 ml bottle. For an adult, it's 1 full dose. So you don't have to take this and then go and buy again another bottle. And the dosage on it, it's 5 mLs for an adult 3 times a day. So 5 mLs in the morning, 5 ml around lunchtime, and 5 mLs in the evening. Now, what's really good about this is that for children 0 to 12 years old, it's only 2.5 mLs 3 times a day. So this 160 ml bottle serves 2 children. How cost effective is that? This is something that, not only can you buy it, you put it on the shelf at home in case the child gets malaria in the middle of the night, you have a bottle in the home. And this is what we want to stress to people, is that, yes, you wake up in the middle, don't self-diagnose, of course, but everybody knows their malaria symptoms. Everybody knows exactly what their symptoms look like when they start having malaria. If you have a bottle of this on the shelf at home, and your child starts to get malaria in the middle of the night, you don't have to wait until 7, 8 o'clock the next morning before you get up, get them dressed, and get to hospital. You at least have something that you can say, you take 1 small dose, you wait, you get to hospital in the morning. So this is one of the things that I like about this bottle, is that this 1 small bottle serves 2 children because the dose is so small. It's 2.5 mLs for children and only 5 mLs for adults.
How long can I keep this in my home store, my medical store?
For in your medical store, if you don't open it, it's for 2 years. It's a 2-year, you can keep it on the shelf. If it's opened and you've used some, you keep it only for about 2 months. So again, you can still keep it for a little bit of time even after it's been opened, as long as it's not contaminated, you don't see anything floating or growing inside. You can keep it. If you see that, then please throw it out.
Michelle, malaria can be a bit stubborn. You treat it, it comes back. You treat it, it comes back. You go buy to the pharmacy or hospital, you buy malaria drugs and take them, still no results, right? So how will this, or how can that product of yours help stay in the body so that it fights off malaria?
Okay, so that's actually a very good question. Right now, one of the things that we're looking to see is exactly how long it does stay in the body and help to fight malaria. And for that, we're doing a clinical trial. And so, you know, we do want to know exactly how long it takes, how long it will help. But what I do know is that it does stay in the body for some good time and does help, like I said, to clean the liver. And it's the malaria parasites that are in the liver that causes this recurrent malaria. The malaria doesn't go away. And so with this product, since it does that, we also want to know exactly the time frame that it, you know, keeps the malaria out of the body. So we're looking to do a clinical study, and we'll have those answers very, very soon. But for now, I do know that malaria does go and it stays away for some good time.
Okay, so is your product already in the market for people to purchase it?
And we are NDA certified. We are in the market in Soroti in a big way. In Soroti, people are really buying and are really having very good results with it. We have not had any complaints so far. And yes, we are looking for market in other parts of the country. We're looking for market here in Kampala as well. We are in a few pharmacies in Kampala, but you know, we're always looking to increase. And yes, we do want to be in the market in a big way here.
Well, I'm already one of your customers. So thank you so much for that. And in case the viewers who are watching right now are interested, which I'm sure they're already interested in purchasing that product, how can they get in touch with you? Do you have an office? Do you have an address? Okay, so we are on Mwanda Road in Kamucha in Kampala. We are housed in the Theta compound. Yes, in case you want the product, Malarid, you can always contact UBC Health TV's Health Facts, and they know how to get in touch with me. Also, for those who, you know, want a number to contact me, my number is 0750802618. And Malarid it's just a really good product. Thank you, Michelle. It was nice having you on Health Facts.
Thank you.
I'm sure the viewers have learned much about this product that you have.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, I've already gotten myself Malarid. This will help me and my family, preventing me from getting malaria. So get yourself one. You can call us on our WhatsApp number, or you can also find us on Facebook, Health Facts on UBC, and you'll be able to get yourself this product. Thank you so much for watching Health Facts, and that's all we had time for. God bless you.